Hey guys, thought I'd do something a little different today. I've got a really special guest here with me today, and I told him I have hundreds and hundreds of knives, and I said go back there, pick out 10 knives, and we're going to talk about why my guest likes these knives. So these are not my opinions, but the expert opinion of my guest. And these are the knives that he chose. So kind of interesting, I think, right off the bat was his choices. And we're going to be talking about that here in just a second. Hey guys, we're bringing this video to you today. This is my special guest, very special guest. This is my grandson and my bestest buddy in the whole world. And so what I thought I would do today is let him pick 10 knives. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of knives, and I'm not exaggerating. So I said, go back there, pick 10 knives, anything that interests you, and then we're going to talk about it. Does that sound fun, Aiden?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So make sure you let the audience know. Okay. All right. So I guess we'll get right into it. Go ahead and pick one up, Aiden. All right. How old are you?
12.
12 years old. So we have an expert opinion here. And he picked up this Robeson knife right here. It's genuine strawberry bone. And it's a little cattle knife that he has right there. So go ahead and why that?
I really find it interesting how the color is different from most. They kind of look like wood. I feel like it's kind of dyed, but not really.
Yeah. So don't forget to talk up so that they can hear you. Okay. So it's bone. It's an unusual color. And do you know anything about cattle knives?
No, not really.
Okay. So a cattle knife was designed to be used by ranchers, which is why they call them cattle knives. Usually they had a spay blade, a sheep's foot blade, and a clip blade of some type. 3 blades. The spay blade was used for neutering small animals on the farm, and the sheep's foot blade was used for making fine cuts, mostly in leather, and then they had a clip blade that they could use for other purposes. And that is the Robeson. I guess it's not a very big one. This is about 3, I think, maybe 3 3/8. It's a smaller one. All right, let's go on to the next one. You want to talk about that one?
Yeah.
All right. So what? This is a old dagger, turn of the century dagger by A.W. Wadsworth and Son. And I haven't cleaned this up yet, but I just got it. So he's got a knack for picking up things I just got. And why does that tweak your interest?
I feel like it was something that would just be interesting to hold.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be.
Fits your hand good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Really nice knife.
Yeah. So make sure you're holding that up for them to see. So if you look at my hand, right, it doesn't fill my hand. So this is kind of a small dagger, actually. It is a 6-inch blade, and I think this is a boot dagger originally. I didn't get a sheath with it, so I think that's what it was. But it's got an S guard to it, and there's something wrapped around here, either leather or tape or something. And I don't think the handle's damaged. I just think they wanted to have a little more grip on it. But that's a pointy knife. What would you use a dagger for?
I feel like more cutting than stabbing.
Right. Speak up. Yeah. So stabbing, right? A dagger has one purpose only: stabbing. You can cut with it, but that's what it was used for. And so a gambler would probably have this in his boots, or just a bad guy, might have had it. All right, next. Cool. So he picked out a Rough Rider toothpick here. And did you open it? Did you see that?
Yeah.
So this has a really cool spider on it and web on the blade. And then a spider, Black Widow on the handle with some webs on that red area right there. And why does that appeal to you?
I feel like it was a very unique design compared to most of the knives that I saw.
Does it fit in your hand well?
I feel like it does. It's very...
Yeah, it's ergonomic, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So that's a big draw to these powder horn knives. They called them powder horns because kind of looks like the old powder horns they used to put in black powder in the rifles. Another name is toothpick, some Saturday Night Special, 38 Special. All names. This is a really popular knife in the 50s and 60s. Yeah, there you go. And his reason for getting it is the same reason I got it. It's just kind of cool, right? Kind of different and cool. Next. Okay, that's a heck of a knife there. Okay. So this is called a Gaucho knife. And this one in particular is very finely done. And it is an English knife. So it was made in England and probably sold in Brazil. And it has a cutlery style handle, but it is a Bowie knife. So this is a cutlery handled Bowie type knife. And you can see, I don't know whether you can see or not the way I'm filming this, but if you look close, there's a hunting scene on this sheath. It's an all metal sheath. And so this is all silver and engraved, and this is all silver and engraved. And of course the metal is just polished metal. So what'd you like about that?
I felt like it just kind of piqued my eye. It was very shiny, very interesting.
Yeah, all those different scenes in there are kind of interesting, aren't there? Can you pick any out?
I see 2 dogs, maybe a griffin.
That's a lion. Those are lions. What's at the end of it?
That's a snake.
Yeah, has a snake at the tip. Really cool. Little serpent right there. This is an awesome knife. You know, I got this knife because it's just an exquisite example of English knife manufacturer. Is why I got this knife. It's awesome. I haven't reviewed it yet. I'll review it someday. What's next? Speak up.
This one's really shiny.
Okay. So this is a light trapper, and it's a frost knife. I've reviewed this knife before on the channel, and the interesting thing about this knife is the handles on it are kernite. So this knife was actually customized, and it was actually customized by somebody who does it called Bud Hall Custom Knives, and it's done really well, and it looks really cool. And I imagine that's why you got it, huh? Because the looks unique, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the ocean somewhere.
Yeah. So you can get a knife and have it customized, or do it yourself, right? Change the handles, change the blades, engrave it, put engraving on it.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Inexpensive knife though. Okay. Next. getting where you're at.
Different.
Okay, tell us about it. Why is it different?
I feel like it's kind of telling two stories in a way. Not really, though.
What kind of scene is on it?
I feel like there's a bunch of hunting scenes.
So, eco-end penknife?
The blades are really interesting, too.
Yeah. So I haven't reviewed this knife yet either. And it has a hunting scene on it. Oh, sorry. And they call this Repos Work or relief work. And yeah, they are cool. I'm a sucker for these knives. They look so unusual, so different. And the seams are so neat on them. And I love this kind of stuff, actually. I wish I could buy a whole bunch more of these knives, but, you know, I just pick them up here and there. But that's pretty cool. Is it pretty light?
Really light.
Yeah.
Really.
So that's something a gentleman might have worn, a landowner, wealthy landowner who likes to hunt.
Really feels like it would fit the description of landowner.
Yeah. Old, too. Mm-hmm. So that's turn of the century right there. Okay, next.
This one's...
What is that? What's the name on it?
It says case.
All right.
Kind of looks like the red bone.
Yeah.
So different.
That's a Case Congress knife, and I just reviewed this knife. Beautiful knife. Midnight blue scales in this knife. And is that something you'd like to have? A knife like that?
It really does feel like something that you could put on display or use it somewhere.
Yeah, it has 4 different blades.
It definitely fits in some category of pin, sort of.
Yeah, just a light, easy carry knife, right? That's what a pin knife is. Do you like knives?
I think they're nice things to have.
Yeah.
They come in handy.
All right, next.
I think this one just had a really odd design, I would say.
Crazy.
Very odd.
So I think this is a pound knife. Nope, it's a Utica. And this is a Stockman knife, serpentine Stockman. And they called it Stockman because actually these knives were really big, the cattle knives. And so the at some point, cattlemen, their job got easier, right? So they didn't have to go on these long drives. And so that's when the premium Stockmans came out. They were lighter, they were serpentine, and they were a little fancier. That's why they called them premium Stockmen. And so those were really designed, the premium Stockmans were really designed for the owner of the ranch, whereas a cattle knife might have been carried by a cowboy. And so these knives became one of the most famous knife and most popular knife designs in history, and it spread all over the world. And so that's a popular knife design in other places, not just America.
I really like the design as well. It's kind of...
It's pretty wild.
Interesting.
So you get kind of like a green, silver, and then red spots in it. It's really attractive. Nice knife. Nice premium cattle knife by Utica. And pre-1940. So we've hit all of these. You got 2 more. So, can you even open that? Try to open it without cutting your hand. Thumb stud. There you go. Okay, that's a safe way to do it. Hold it up to your chest. Look how ridiculous that knife is. It's crazy. So that's a cold steel Trilite. And I also have one of these in 4-inch, which are incredibly good knives in 4-inch. And I bought this knife at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Why, coincidentally, Aiden and I were visiting Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and Aiden got a few knives on that trip. And this is a knife I picked up. And when my wife saw this knife, she was like, so why did you buy that knife? And I said, well, because it's absolutely ridiculous. And she took the knife and she looked at it and she said, so you bought this knife because it's ridiculous? And I said, yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's so big. And the thing is, this is a functional knife. You can put this into your pocket and it fits okay into your pocket. It's very, very light, so it doesn't, it's not overbearing in your pocket or anything. But I don't know that I would ever need that. So in the self-defense role, yeah, this thing would excel. But I don't know. That's why I bought that knife. It's just a crazy knife. So you got one more. And
it's really curved for some reason.
Yeah. Well, your hand is actually curved.
Oh. Yeah.
So that's like this knife. It's curved and it's ergonomic and it fits into your palm really well. And so a lot of big knives used to be curved like this. So not only that, this is genuine Stag on this knife, and it's a carver by Harrison Brothers and Howson, cutlers to Her Majesty. So this knife is a Victorian era knife. And really cool. You've got some milling up here at the top. It's all silver collar, silver butt plate on this. And this knife is double shear steel. If you, and that's kind of unusual. But yeah, look at that. Just nice. Things in pristine condition. And I got it in the box. I mean, look at this box. Is that freaking awesome or not? And it says Alpha Slicer. So what's your opinion of Papa and all these knives? What do you think about that?
I feel like there's some good reason to have a bunch of knives.
Well, I mean, it's a hobby for me, right? But do you think like I'm crazy for having all these knives?
No. I've seen collectors do all and above to get something. So
right.
It's really this.
It's just whatever you're interested in, right?
Yeah, it's not that bad compared to what I've seen.
And I'm interested in things that stab you and cut you and do things like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you a ninja? You're not a ninja? Papa failed in his task to teach you to be a ninja? Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you found it entertaining and interesting. I was interested in what a 12-year-old young man would pick out, and kind of surprised. I don't know whether you are. I thought he would pick out some more wild tactical knives, but he's got a pretty varied array of knives here. And so I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and share. And if you'd like to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. And thank you so much for supporting the channel.